Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and for those of you that are new, welcome. We have another interview with Grinding Gear Games game director Jonathan Rogers and some more updates on Path of Exile 2 early access. Thank you to DM and Gazzy TV who conducted this interview. For those of you that want a more detailed analysis of that interview and exactly everything that was talked about, I'm going to provide the link to the full interview in the description of this video. So once again, thank you DM and Gazzy TV for this information, and of course Jonathan for talking about more about Path of Exile 2 early access. Now this video is only going to cover the things that I feel are important and wanted to highlight. Again, if you want to get the full breadth of the interview, the link to the full video is going to be in the description of this video. So let's get to it. All right, so before I get into the rapid fire and the dot points that I want to talk a little bit about more, first of all, please make sure you go and support DM and Gazzy TV. Go like the video, go comment on the video if you can, please. This takes a lot of work, and they do a great interview, and a lot of good information has come out of this. And obviously, we want to thank Jonathan for being so honest, and it's just unbelievable. I have to say, while watching this interview, the comments, just how everyone just loves how Grinding Gear Games, and more specifically, all of them do, but Jonathan really just comes off as very down to earth and very transparent, and that is really appreciated by the majority of the community. So that's number one. Number two, the first thing I want to mention is Jonathan was blown away since the live reveal has transpired, and now this is one of the first interviews that he's done after that. He was blown away by just the positive response and the outpour of support that they've received since the reveal. He actually said he was blown away by the response. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, here are my rapid fire points, kind of summarizing most of what was talked about in this video, and I'm referring to my notes here. Rarity not only affects regular item rarity, like magic versus rare versus unique, it also affects currency. More rarity equals more rare types of currency drops. And it also affects the ranges of tiers of affixes that roll on items. Loot filter support is confirmed. Now, I do want a little tidbit on that. When we talk about, or when Jonathan talked about loot filter, obviously it's about reducing all the items that blow up on the screen. But remember, Path of Exile 2 is going to be more, when it comes to drops, it's more quality over quantity. So he sees loot filters, and I'm paraphrasing here, more of it being used to highlight items that you're looking for. Of course, it will always include reducing items you don't want to see, but really he also sees loot filters as highlighting items that you want to see. So loot filter support is confirmed. We have confirmation on the next two classes that are going to be introduced in early access, not full release, in early access. I'm going to save that and talk about that for later. Any class can ride the Roa. Remember, we saw the Ranger riding the Roa in one of the videos. We got confirmation on this video tonight during the interview that any class can ride the Roa, but there is no speed advantage. They don't want mounts to be in-game that could increase our speed and therefore become the meta. So the one advantage Ranger has over the other classes is the Ranger will not be slowed down when riding the Roa and shooting their arrows. So that's really the only advantage that the Ranger has. They don't lose their speed or momentum while shooting an arrow and riding the Roa, but all classes can ride the Roa. Blight was brought up. Everybody loves Blight, I guess. It's a relatively easy league, Jonathan confirmed. So it's something that they could possibly bring in the future. Gem quality exists, but it's an endgame thing. Early access characters will stay in early access league. This is not standard. Righteous Fire, for you Righteous Fire lovers, it will exist in Path of Exile 2. Not yet, but it's going to take a different form and shape. So Righteous Fire 2.0. But bottom line, some sort of version of Righteous Fire is going to be in the game. There is a fail-safe in place for the full Atlas reset. Remember, guys, this is about people losing it when they heard that if you fail a map, you can no longer run that map. And in the Atlas, if you fail enough maps, it could potentially stop you from proceeding in the Atlas map. And people are like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm going to brick my Atlas map. Well, there's this fail safe in place where you can reset the Atlas map. And the other thing Jonathan mentioned is when you do reset the Atlas map, it completely spawns a new Atlas map. So it's not going to be the same one that you just bricked. Just FYI. Biomes give possibilities of target farming. We kind of saw that in the live reveal anyway. You can ascend in a party. The Untainted Paradise, the 600% plus XP map, spawns in a corner of a forest and beach biome. There are other unique maps like this which players will have to figure out the spawn conditions for. And Jonathan confirmed, when you start your Atlas map, it's not going to spawn near that area. You're going to have to look for it and find it. Jonathan is open to adding short races like in PoE 1. You can only use one omen at a time. It would be too powerful to combine multiple omens. The Atlas is personal, doesn't share in group. And the discussion was around, when you do maps, can you do maps in groups? Yes. How does it work? So you can share the loot, but the person that spends the resources to open the map is the one, that's the map that's going to be in play. Now, the other players will get the loot, will get the experience, you can ascend, yada, yada, all that kind of stuff. But it's the person that opens the map and spends the currency on the map that dictates what map is going to, because all the maps are personal and different. Hopefully that makes some sense. There was a pretty funny moment about the monkey. I don't know if you guys remember in the live reveal, a monkey showed up on screen and then ran away. And they, Gazzy and DM were asking about this monkey. And it was a pretty interesting exchange, actually. It just goes to show you how transparent Jonathan and Grinding Gear Games are. So he wouldn't elaborate on what the monkey does. Actually, he didn't remember what the monkey does, but there is a monkey in game and it's going to do something. He couldn't remember what. But during this conversation, it was revealed that video, the reveal video that was shown, was, you would think, and I'm paraphrasing Jonathan, you would think that was done weeks ago. He actually said they were up the night before the reveal, still making changes and rendering the video. So as he put it, that video came in hot. So that was part of the editing that didn't get edited, because obviously showing a monkey having it run off is not what they wanted to kind of demonstrate. So but a monkey does exist in the game, we just don't know what it does. So really interested to hear more about that later when it does come out. We have some support items that were confirmed during this interview that I want to kind of talk about and highlight. There is planned support to quick swap from the PC UI to the controller UI. It's not initially in the early access, but it's coming. There's going to be, and I'm very personally happy about this because I have an ultra wide, there is going to be ultra wide monitor support. And there's also going to be in-game build planners that's in the works. And there will be more teasers leading up to the early access launch. Okay, so that does it for my quick dot points, rapid fire topics. Now let's get into some of the topics that I want to talk a little bit more about. All right, so the big one that I think everyone's going to love is we got confirmation tonight during this interview that there are going to be 2 more classes introduced in early access, and that is the Druid and the Huntress. Those are the next 2 classes that are going to be added in early access, not full release, during early access. So for you Druid and Huntress lovers, those are the next 2 classes that are going to be coming in during early access. Okay, there is a really good discussion about the passive skill trees. Now, Jonathan talked about he sees the passive skill tree really changing a lot during early access. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. I guess depending on all the changes that come out from the player feedback and the testing during early access, I would imagine will have an impact on the passive skill tree naturally. However, what I found really revealing tonight, and really something new that we didn't learn before, is Jonathan spoke about the fact, and he wanted to mention that the starting points for in the Atlas, the starting point in the passive skill tree is going to have 3 variants for each of the 6 starting points. And let me explain. He said that basically, as you should know, hopefully if you've watched my videos or other content creators' videos on all the information we know so far, regarding the passive skill tree, there are 12 classes in total when the full release launches. Those 12 classes are 2 will share the same starting point in the passive skill tree. So there are 6 starting points in the passive skill tree, each class having a specific starting point, and 2 of them, so 6 starting points, 2 characters per starting point, that's 12, right? So they will all have their starting points. Now, those starting points will have 3 variations. So 1 variation for the 1 class that starts at that starting point, specific to that class. The second variant will be for the second class that shares the same starting point and their variant. And then Jonathan also said, well, wait a minute, how about the classes that don't start in that starting point but want to venture into that area? So then that's the third variant. So there's going to be 3 variants to those 6 starting points depending on the class that you choose. So that was very, very interesting. I hope that makes sense. I know I understood it, but I hope I explained it and conveyed it well. So the next thing I really wanted to talk about too was the ascendancy points. How many are there? How do we get them? Well, it was confirmed tonight that it's going to be a total of 8 ascendancy points in total. So 8 total, and we are going to earn 6 of them during the campaign, and 2 of them will be earned during the end game. So a nice little tidbit of information there. Pinnacle boss encounters. And as we learned during the live reveal, there's going to be, I believe they were called lieutenants. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. There's going to be 2 lieutenants that we need to fight prior to the pinnacle boss. And only thing I wanted to highlight here is that dying to this makes the boss disappear, and you will have to find him again. So if you're fighting the lieutenants and you die, the boss disappears and you have to find him. And again, if you also died during the pinnacle boss fight, he disappears. So this is all stuff, guys. Just be careful that you're ready for these encounters, because you will. If you die during this process, you're going to have to, they disappear and you're going to have to re-find them. Custom leagues / private leagues, Jonathan talked about a little bit. He does see that coming back in PoE 2 at some point. And then the crafting bench. This was a bit of a discussion. The only thing I wanted to highlight is, of course, the crafting bench got cut out from Path of Exile 2 right now, and it might return at some point and be put in the end game somehow. Still hasn't been determined. Okay, that's it, guys. Hopefully you like the summary. I just wanted to, first, again, thank you to DM and Gazzy. Guys, please, if you can, just at least go over and like the video and get in there and comment. And it's a lot of work doing these interviews. They did a great job. Thank you again, DM and Gazzy. And of course, Jonathan, the ever transparent, and it's just, I keep saying this over and over. Not only are people happy about the content we're getting in Path of Exile 2, but they're just so happy that a studio and developers like Grinding Gear Games are getting what they deserve with the accolades and all that kind of stuff. And I do want to say I don't want to highlight this, but there was a couple of funny moments with a couple of jabs to another developer, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Hopefully you guys found this video informative. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate the support of my content. And I just want to let you guys know I have keys that I'm going to be giving away. There's going to be an announcement on that. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. If you can go follow me on Twitter, that's something that I'm ramping up. I may do a key giveaway on Twitter, so go follow me on Twitter. All my handles are SamyCaps. We have a Discord. It's going to be in the link in the description, as it is in all my videos. And we're going to be keeping you up to date on all Path of Exile 2. And of course, starting December 6th, we will be streaming it live on Twitch. Channel name is SamyCaps. And we're going to be streaming it from the second that it drops. That whole weekend. Only time I won't be streaming is when I'm sleeping, and it's not going to be long sleeping cycles, I can tell you that. Anyway, thank you everyone for the support. For all you new guys and people that are coming to my channel and are supporting my content, thank you so much. It means the world to me. And as always, thank you for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. The opinions expressed in this video are mine and solely mine. Healthy debate is always encouraged. Hate is never welcomed. So get over it.